Hi. One of the problems that I sort of think that there are with Chabad Chasidut is that well, I've thought of it sort of, you could explain it like this: layer upon layer upon layer of fraud would maybe be fraud and deception might be the proper way of looking at it. And it's sort of, and I don't think it stopped either. I just sort of think it keeps on going. I guess you first start out with the Zohar, which was actually written very much, I'm sure, like the Shem Shemayim. Moshe de Leon had this very important project of, giving meaning to all the mitzvahs, not just to get to the Mabah, but showing how they connect. And if one does the mitzvahs, he's connected to all the higher worlds. Very important thing, and I think that he meant it in that way. In the Middle Ages, I think that just people like they just wrote books in the name of so and so or something, just for it was just the style of writing. It's like he said, like he told his wife, and besides that, you just look at the book of Zohar itself. Im Kalda, sorry, is a phrase from the Middle Ages. It's not anywhere in. There's no. It was invented. The phrase was actually invented by the Edmund Tivon family. So they have been the whole Zohar Im Kalda. Even so. And it's not. It was an invented phrase just 2 generations before Moshe de Leon. It's not from Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai. Sorry. All internal evidence inside the Zohar points just in the direction it was written in medieval Spain. Anyway, so that's just sort of one. But that's sort of just the fact that. But however, it was the factors presented. There's already like a little bit something off there. Not anything big, but just some slight thing. Because the Zohar is in fact a fantastic book. I don't deny that. Just awesomely inspiring, and obviously somebody inspired someone like the Rizal. And the Rashash and the Ramchal. It has to be something. There's no question. This is an awesome book. But again, it wasn't written by Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai. It's written maybe under like divine inspiration from God, but not from Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai. But then that's like one layer, and then later on, then there is that false Messiah movement right before the Baal Shem Tov, that whole thing, and those major doctrines were put forth, and all Kabbalistic books written after that period are filled up with this in secret. In other words, that they just take the doctrines and they actually, unfortunately, I've seen these books myself. They actually believe that this creep was the Messiah. There's all types of Muslim or something. I'm sure Moshe Idel can tell you much more about that. You can read the books of Gershom Shalom. But I myself, what I've seen is any book written after that period of Kabbalah. I just, already I've seen enough for me to know that it's all just filled. They're just, most of them are believing in that, believing in the shots without saying so. And actually, they do say in Beremes. They actually many of them do say so quite openly with their Remazim. Very unfortunate. But those teachings, again, unwillingly, the Baal Shem Tov was Kodesh Kadashim. I don't deny that. Rabbi Nachman, no question. These people are completely tahor, completely clean, completely serving God with every ounce of their being. But these teachings got involved in Chasidut. They became major parts of Chasidut. That the tzaddik needs to go into the klipot, to be Ma'ileh Neshamos directly from the shots. That whole movement, and just lots of other things. The Pashut Yid, the Ish Pashut. All of these things from that aspect of the movement at the time of the Baal Shem Tov, that became the most, one of the not such pleasant episodes in Jewish history at that time. A lot of these teachings got mixed up, are actually in the Chassidish books, and also there's just funny things there. The Siddur of the Baal Shem Tov, from Abasher, was written by a member of an openly professing believer of that movement. They opened up the mezuzahs that were written by Yonatan Eibeshitz, and it said Mavicho, like it's brought in the Sichos and the Chaim Uran. Yeah, and okay, Mavicho maybe it doesn't mean Mashiach, maybe it means Noach Matzachein B'nei Hashem. But it was written with the name of the shots in it, in the Kameyot of the Eibeshitz. How can you say this was not a completing the person of the shots. This is, it sort of raises an eyebrow. And I guess one of the most important things is the fact that the Baal Shem Tov, said about the Sefer Tzura from Vilna. There was a silversmith in Vilna that one day he gets like divine, or well, not divine. He gets inspiration, starts writing books and books and books and books, and a whole book on the Chumash, and the entire book, like, a gigantic book just on Shema. On the Shema, parts of the book is still in the hands of the Reziner. Well, this Tzura from Vilna was actually openly professing prophet of the movement of the Shots. And the Baal Shem Tov, read this book. That's how he said how he got, or this was one of his helps to get Ruach HaKodesh. And he said anyone that reads this book will get Ruach HaKodesh. It was written by a Navi of the Shots. I mean, that's got to raise eyebrows. I don't know. I mean, so and then, well, okay. So, but the Baal Shem Tov was Kodesh, and I definitely, no question, the Baal Shem Tov and Rabbi Nachman Kodesh Kodeshim. But somehow this got mixed into their teachings. I don't know. And then later on, well, then they make out the Baal Tanya be a continuation of the Baal Shem Tov or something. When the Beferish, the real, Baal Shem Tov, like the Rabbi Dober Mezrich said Beferish, that the continuation would be from Nachum Metal Vitebsk, that was in Eretz Yisrael at the time. When he saw the Sefer Tanya, he tore his garments in agony, seeing such a book. That him and Rabbi Avram Kalisker felt this was a complete distortion of the teachings of Chasidus. So certainly the great Hasidim at the time of the Baal Tanya didn't think too much of the Baal Tanya. They thought he was starting Chasidut. They didn't think he represented Chasidut in any shape or form. And the distortions, just to get past the word distortion when the person talks to any of these people is like impossible. Like they just distort history, and you can't get past it. But at least I'm telling people that they ought to know that Chabad has pretty big problems with fraud in it and deception. Okay, thank you.